So quickly, yesterday, 50-1 on Levis to go 1 overall. Right now, big guy, DraftKings is showing what, like 5.5 to 1?
It's actually 475 at the moment, and Bryce Young has moved down to minus 1,000.
Let the insanity ensue. Amal Shah, we're more than 48 hours out. Things have gone haywire right now.
Well, this tells me that everything is speculation. Nobody is dumb enough to to draft Will Levis number 1 overall. David Tepper's worth $12+ billion. He didn't make that money by being stupid. Frank Reich's not an idiot. They're not taking this guy. Will Levis is terrible. There's no other way to put it. I don't care if Will Levis is sitting here in the room. You know what? Congratulations. You're going to become a multimillionaire before your 25th or 23rd birthday, however old he is. Whatever franchise drafts him, within 36 months, they will be back on the clock looking for a quarterback.
So this happened over at Reddit, and again, good job, Adam Burke. Good job by the partner starting off on fire there, Amal Shah. So yesterday, the number was long, and then somebody went on Reddit. Sale agreeable 2834. And Dustin, again, I thought Reddit was just a porn site. Again, I had no clue what Reddit is about, but apparently it moves the market as far as the NFL draft. Somebody went on Reddit and said, Will Levis is currently 40-1 to be the first overall pick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's telling friends and family Carolina will in fact take him on Thursday. You're welcome. I'm not kidding. That immediately started moving the market. Now, we have a precedence here, as Burke points out. Remember Jaren Jackson Jr.'s Reddit post that had an impact on Defensive Player of the Year market. We've seen some NBA draft craziness go down on Reddit. Dustin, as far as you can see, just give me the numbers, because I know you're involved. I know Samich was texting us. He's involved. How this has shifted over the past 48 hours or so.
Well, Levis went from 40-1 to plus 400 at some books, which is insanity. And, you know, this quarterback market has shifted a lot over the last few months. Like when Carolina traded with Chicago for that number 1 pick, remember, everything flip-flopped, and that's when Bryce Young went to number 2 and C.J. Stroud became the favorite on the board. So throughout this process, I've got 5 bets on Young ranging from plus 150 to 340. I've got 4 on Stroud ranging from plus 220 to 500, various amounts. So it's wild what's happening right now. And I think, Amal, you can't stand Will Levis and you can't stand Anthony Richardson. But at least you can understand the hype behind Anthony Richardson more than Levis, right?
Completely. It's not even close. To me, look, if you want to take Anthony Richardson, you believe you could develop him as a project, no problem with that, because there is a potential upside where he could actually be the best quarterback if he somehow drastically improved his accuracy. I don't see that happening. Remember, Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't have the team around him at Wyoming when you look at what he had under Craig Bowl and company. When you look at Jalen Hurts at Alabama, didn't have that great game against Georgia. I think 3 completions for 21 yards in the first half of the national championship game. He struggled there, but there was still something to work with. With Richardson, there is theoretically a canvas in which you can improve upon. But to me, with Will Levis, what you see is what you get. This guy can't play. I don't know how many more games of Kentucky people need to watch to see he's terrible. But, you know, Kentucky's defense was in the top 15 in scoring defense, pass defense, rushing defense. They were tremendous across the board. This guy is just not good, Patrick. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to sit out these segments if you want to talk about him. He's terrible.
C.J. Stroud is getting crushed, your boy Ohio State, by these backward narratives. Whatever the S2 test is, that's the main reason. Now, it's a cognition test. It essentially, people believe when you take the S2 test and you excel, it's a new test that's replaced the Wonderlic, that you can read a defense. You know, that really what it comes down to. Can you read situations? Bob McGinn, the former Packers beat writer for years and years, who does this, he said Stroud got an 18%. First off, we have no context. I have no clue what 18% on the S2 test means. But that started tanking. Remember, weeks ago, Stroud was the overwhelming favorite to go 1 to Carolina. Now Will Levis, not only is Bryce Young the overwhelming favorite at minus 700, which is shortened up, but now Will Levis is a minus 140 or close to even money, depending on the book. Not a book in Vegas because they don't offer the prices, but depending on the book, Levis is your favorite to go 2 overall. So just in a matter of weeks, Stroud, because of some S2 test, it's not the fact that he went 348, 4 touchdowns and no picks against the best defense in all of football. That was Georgia, Amal Shah, where Levis and Richardson had 2 touchdowns combined and a pick against that Georgia defense. Some freaking way, Will Levis, and I agree with your assertion, has now jumped over C.J. Stroud because somebody brought up an S2 test that nobody knows what S plus 2 equals.
I'm going to give you 3 names. I want you to tell me what they all have in common. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Michael Dell.
My best friends.
Well, you're lucky. You don't have to pay for a meal ever again. Tell you one thing. All three guys dropped out of college. They're among the richest people in the world. Listen, just because he didn't do well on an S2 test, whatever the hell that is, we play football out here. That's it. It's a simple concept. Either you can play or you can't play. I saw Rick Spielman talk about he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks, the former Vikings general manager, he's seen in a long time. Look, these GMs and head coaches who are going to take Will Levis, good for you. You should be career assistants and assistant GMs wherever you are. D'Amico Ryans, you want to be a career coordinator? Go for it. You know what? Take Will Levis. I don't care. I think the people in Harris County and Houston deserve a better quarterback than Will Levis. Hell, I'd rather have Davis Mills than Will Levis. Don't waste a pick on this. You got the wrong Will. You want Will, you take Anderson.
What is going on? Let's bring in the big guy here. Of course, this is what happens when you still have 2 days to go and the draft is not even here, and you've got crazy speculation, and Reddit, outside of porn and selling dishwashers, is affecting the market.
Very good at both,
again,
by the way. Reddit's very
What's
good
that?
at both. Reddit is very good at both of the things you just mentioned. I can confirm.
So let's talk big picture here. What does this mean as far as you're concerned with your futures?
It concerns me that I had a situation where if one of three guys was the first pick in the draft, I was plus money, some more than others. But either way, that's the whole point of this, is to bet an amount and win more back. I was sitting pretty if it was one of three guys, Young, Stroud, or Richardson. If Levis somehow gets in the mix here, I am screwed. And this just feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like the argument of Mitchell Trubisky over Deshaun Watson all over again.
That's not terrible.
One is a better football player than the others. Stop looking at all this other nonsense.
That's not terrible, Amal. That's not a terrible. That's a pretty good comp. What's happening right here?
No,
with Trubisky jumping up after 13 starts.
Yeah, and by the way, is Ryan Pace still the GM in Chicago?
Negative.
Okay, that's what I thought. Guy didn't start a ton. You know, Parcells had a great point. I want a quarterback that's at least played 2 years as a starter at the collegiate level. Fine, Will Levis meets that. What else does he meet? That he can walk? I mean, give me a break. Patrick, you watch a ton of college football. You went to school at South Carolina. You follow the SEC. Dustin follows college football. Just give me a 10-second argument as to why you guys think it's justified in taking Will Levis.
I don't even need 10 seconds. It's not justifiable.
Thank you.
That's what I would say. And by the way, a great start from Amal. I've never seen a smile on the big guy's face. Every time Amal spoke during that segment, you were overjoyed. Would you like to defend yourself? You usually hate the guy.
It was like he came to my side on the Julio Urias conversation all of a sudden.
No,
but
that's
I agree
not gonna happen.
Because I was actually about to have an aneurysm. That's why he's happy.
That's the draft. Burke will be on. He wrote the article at VSiN.com.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.